let's talk about what's on the Seder plate. On your average old Seder plate, what would Rashi have on his Seder plate? What is the traditional Seder plate? I'm going to allow you now to unmute yourself and let's hear from somebody. What's on the Seder plate? And if you're looking for the answer, then you don't go any further than Beth's Seder plate. It's right there for you in her background. So Carol, you unmuted yourself.
Yes.
So what's on the Seder plate? Give me one thing.
And somebody said if a woman, rabbi, or something, an orange belongs on the Seder plate. Anyway, a shank bone, a roast pig, a roast thing, what? That's so funny. What else? So salt water. We have carpus. That's the romaine and parsley. Was there anything else?
Well, I think I heard everything. I'm not entirely sure. I missed a couple of things, but maror. I don't know if you said that. Horseradish. Yes, you did. So let's keep talking here. What else? What now? Oh, that's a wonderful horseradish, Emily. Yeah. That is a legit, serious horseradish. Yeah. That is a Vermont horseradish. So let's hear from some folks out there. Hi, Stephanie. It's so good to see you. So happy to have you here. Let's hear from some folks. What do these symbolize? What are they all about? And if you're not talking, I'm going to invite you to mute. Okay? That's you, Mary Estelle. That's you. What do they symbolize? These pieces of our tradition. What are they all about? What is the karpas? What is the green? Okay, come on, Willa. Jeff, I saw you mouthing something. Spring, nice. Okay, but we dip it in what, Jeff?
Salt water.
Okay, which symbolizes?
The tears slave.
So we have this budding green and expansive thing, and then we have salt that's constricting. We put them together, and it's a bittersweet holiday. It's a bittersweet holiday. Okay, so we got through the karpas. What about charoset? What's that all about?
That's brick and mortar.
The brick and mortars, yeah. The cheres, the mud, the clay that was used to build the bricks. Okay, and what about the shank bone? What does the shank bone symbolize? What's that?
The Paschal lamb.
The Paschal lamb, okay. Which is what?
It's also the outstretched arm of God.
Okay. Well, which one is it? Which one is it, Claudia? Is it the outstretched arm or is it the Paschal lamb?
And.
Both and. Why stick with one interpretation when you can have two? Okay. But some people don't put a shank bone. Patty, you want to speak up? Huh? I saw your face. You don't. Patty is the kind of person that doesn't, you know what she's thinking. So when you say something, immediate response. Patty.
All right.
What else? What do you put on your Seder plate instead of
a roasted beet?
A roasted beet. Nice. And
the reason?
Yeah.
The Torah mandate Sa'ar, Bale, Chaim.
But what does it symbolize for you for Passover?
It symbolizes the modern recognition of ancient sacrifices.
Nice. A recognition of ancient sacrifices.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Patty. Now, what about the bitter herbs? All right. What about the bitter herbs? It was bitter.
Flavor.
And it's also salt.
The bitterness of slavery, I think is what I heard. And okay, I think we got through most of it. We also have the three matzahs, right? All right. So we have to cover. When you got to cover your bases, like, so we're all on the same plate. We're all on the same page now, and we understand what the tradition says. Now,
What are the 3 matzahs? The 3 matzahs are for when we take them during the Seder, right?
yes. Thank you, Anne. So I'm going to show you something now, and I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second. And so here are some excuse me, here are some modern day things that people put on their Seder plate. Interesting, right? You can see what is going on here. What do these symbolize? An orange that Carol mentioned earlier for gender equality and LGBTQ. Artichoke heart for the inclusion of interfaith families. Fair trade chocolate for economic freedom. Tomato for solidarity with those suffering from slavery, underpaid labor. An olive for peace in the Middle East. Cashews for support of American troops. A banana for standing with refugees. A pine cone for call out for criminal justice reform. So you have to have a creative mind here, right? The rabbis had very creative minds. We've been talking about that the last couple of weeks. So here we are in 2021, and I'd like to ask you, what should be on your Seder plate for 2021? Meaning, what are think back to the story of Pesach, right? And it's trying to address a problem, the problem of slavery and what it takes to be free. And those themes are still true today, whether it's an orange for gender equality, or it's maror that symbolizes the Israelites' bitterness of slavery. What are we missing here? So I'm going to give you now the option to unmute yourself if you want to share a symbol that you think should be on the Seder plate, or you can put it in the chat box. And let's hear from a couple people.
Well, so I don't have what symbol would do this, but I think there should be something on there for George Floyd.
Something for George Floyd, referencing racial equity and the police brutality under the hands of for those who are black and brown. Bobby says a mask for keeping us safe and a vaccine bottle to protect us. So this year there should be a vaccine bottle. Just make sure your Seder plate is sub a certain degree so that you save that vaccine for somebody. And a mask for keeping us safe. It's very good. What else? What other ideas do people have? What we're doing here is we're practicing the art of questions. The next 2 nights, we should be asking questions. We should be exploring. We should be creative. We should be opening our minds to possibilities. Isn't that what freedom is? Right? What lies ahead? We don't know, but we have to open our minds to it. To do that, we have to think out of the box or out of the Seder plate. So I ask again, any other ideas? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. We got Willa and then Emily.
We should have something that addresses child marriage, forced marriage of children.
So I was thinking maybe something for all of the time that, we lost, something to represent all of the sort of lost milestones of the last year. Maybe a pair of pants that fit your kids when we went into this.
Beautiful. Capturing so much of this holiday is about time. So much of the holiday is about time and how we wrestle with time. We think about the time that the Israelites lost under the hand of slavery, or that so many of our ancestors lost at the hand of oppression. We had, what have we lost over this year, and something to symbolize that. Edie beautifully said it's a branch or a flower for the climate. Sarah and Erwin want something that can help us figure out who's going to win the Israeli election. I'm not sure there's a symbol that can figure that one out. That is a tough one. I had one sent to me, something to combat human trafficking. Beth says a pumpkin seed representing possibility. Something so small becomes something full and large and can turn into a coach for Cinderella. I'm telling you. Have you seen the Disney version of Passover? It's up there with Charlton Heston. All right. So my blessing, my hope for you all is that we have Seders that are filled with hope and possibility, that we open our minds to what is possible. However, we're celebrating in community, with family, over Zoom, for some of us, even in person, safely. and next year, Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem, next year in person, and a Zisen Pesach, a Freilichen Pesach, a sweet and joyous Pesach to you all.